want to share with you what's dynamic compression. Dynamic compression is what I call the eighth wonder of the world. What do I mean? People wonder, how in the world did you put it in this compensation plan? Well, we did it. We did it. We want to reward our small builders. We reward you at what we reward you at your belief level. So that Fast Start Accelerator, you don't have to be a diamond to get 7 levels. All you got to do is when you sponsor 10, you qualify for 7 levels. When you sponsor 10. So that means you don't have to be a leader. You can be a director, senior director, and get 7 levels. But if you use the strategy I'm telling you about, you will go through the ranks. And I'm telling you, if you guys allow your business to mature with the impact drives income, inverted triangle, and then it turns into a regular triangle, when that 7th level hits of duplication and you start seeing that it's popping like popcorn, you'll look around and some of you will feel guilty, like, should I be getting paid this much money from, I didn't do anything on that 7th level. I didn't do many meetings there on the 7th level. But because you set the example in those first 4 levels and you created an environment of duplication, it takes care of itself, okay? Now, obviously I still have to use our disclosure and our disclaimers of that there's no guarantees. I can't tell you how much you're gonna get paid on the 7th level. I can't even guarantee yours is gonna be 4 or 5 times as much as the first 4 levels. I'm telling you what I've experienced through building and what I've taught others who actually did what I shared, and they reap those benefits and rewards. Now, should I give them dynamic compressions? Your GMA says yes. Okay. Here's what happens with dynamic compression. I need you to pay close attention. Now, that's okay. Remember, this is going to be in the vault, so you will understand this later on. It's probably going to go over your heads, but I want you to know, I don't know of any company in network marketing today that has dynamic compression. I don't, okay? That's not to say that anybody can do it. I'm not aware of any that's willing to do it. We're very upfront on our revenue and what we pay. I was talking with Michael Jex the other day, and I gave him a side-by-side dollar comparison of what we pay out in comparison to what he was used to, and he couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. Because sometimes when you're in a compensation plan, it's all that you know. And you don't realize how good or how great it was or wasn't until you get exposed maybe to something unique or different, okay? I don't want to say better, but unique or different, and then you start to understand there's levels to this thing. So, within your uni-level structure, you will notice that with the system and the environment that we have, we put the majority of the recognition, give me a drink of water here. We put the majority of the recognition, we put the majority of the recognition at Sapphire. There's a reason why we put that at Sapphire. Because we want to drive so much business to Sapphire, Sapphire releases the remaining portions of the money in the comp plan. Not only when you achieve it, but when you promote others to Sapphire. So every time we put a promotion together, in our minds, it's going to promote more people to Sapphire. Why? More people who get to Sapphire, more bonuses get released to those who help those people get to Sapphire. So this is a leadership bonus that we put in place. Dynamic compression. Our infinity bonus that we have, we call it the leadership development bonus. Here's what happens. If you'll notice, it pays on the first generation 2%, on the second generation 3%, on the third generation 4%, and on the fourth generation it pays 5%. These percentages look small in numbers. This is the biggest part of the compensation plan. You say, how, Holton? Because iBuumerang is a volume-based compensation plan, not a transactional-based compensation plan. What's the difference? In some companies, you count individual units. Well, that's a sale, that's a unit, it's a transaction, and you get paid a definite amount of money on it. We convert everything into qualifying volume. Now, what do I mean? You see the shirt I'm wearing? Vibe Rise. Why? We launched Vibe April 1st, and I believe we're projecting that Vibe alone over the next few years will probably represent about 70% of the residual income through the iBuumerang compensation plan. I know you don't understand why, but we do. Why? Because you don't, every time a transaction takes place, a ride takes place, every ride has a certain amount of volume. And all of that volume goes into the uni level or the residual income. Now think about it. Normally, you know, when people travel, they travel 1-2 times a year. With rideshare, or our company, which is really a logistics solutions company, which means we have the ability to have riders do whatever it is that we see fit. We're prepared, and our software is designed that if we want riders delivering, picking up food, we can flip a switch and do that. If we want riders, you know, picking up medical patients, we can do that. If we want riders picking up laundry, we can do that. Our goal is to be in the logistics industry and make sure that all transactions that require transportation, that we can profit off of it. Every time a transaction takes place within your group, it creates volume, and all of that volume pours into what I'm about to show you now. And it's never been done before. Nobody's ever done it like we're doing it. You think we are number one now? You haven't seen anything, and wait till the crib just continues to expand. And we start putting other stuff. Only thing you have in the crib now is travel. And that's good enough, by the way. And I love it. Right now is the best time. I mean, we're booking stuff like crazy because of the benefits and the discounts now. But travel is great. But what if you had something that people consume in technology every day? Now that PRIP takes on a different meaning. So now let's assume that you are a Sapphire above leader. The leadership development bonus. When you hit Sapphire, which is 15,000 in volume, and by the way, some of you will be achieving Sapphire based off of vacation packages that people took within your organization, and when we convert that volume into QV, your group will have so many travel packages in it, and once you've completed the cycle, you'll have Sapphire done just based off of how many vacation packages. Guys, we're young. We're 1 year old. We're 1 year old right now. This thing matures. Just watch what happens. Remember, your customers don't quit. So every time you bring on new customers and new TSAs, and they bring on new customers, they're just in your pipeline forever. And they'll continue using over and over. And then we add other stuff and other stuff. It's just going to go crazy. Okay? Now, so watch this here. Watch what we do this here. When you achieve the rank of Sapphire, you receive 2% on any sapphire in your personal enrollment tree. The very first sapphire that you see, not first level, but first generation, which means this person right here can be the first sapphire, who's on your third level, but it counts as generation 1. Let me show you what happens. Amazing. This sapphire builds an organization, and all of the QV outside of packages, this is consumable QV, this is subscriptions, vibe ride transactions, anything that takes place, anything that's ordered in the crib, and we've got other stuff that you're going to be able to order in the crib coming, okay? All of that stuff, the QV is in here, all right? This is why we tell you, build your structure now. Build your team, get the structure right. We're going to put the ability for you to multiply the volume by 10, okay, with the same organization. But we know what we're doing, so you just got to have patience and follow what it is that we're doing. So this sapphire here builds an organization, and that sapphire's got 30,000 volume in it. You're going to receive 2% of that 30,000, or a $600 bonus off of this first generation. Now, what happens if this sapphire builds another sapphire below? Then this becomes what we call generation 2. In generation 2, you get 3% of this sapphire's organization. All the volume that they have outside of any other sapphires, you get 3% of it. So your first generation, you get 2%. This person right here could be on level 9. So on your 9th level, we're paying you below the 7. 9th level, you're getting 3% on this entire organization, and this organization could go 8 levels deep, which means you're getting paid on level 17. And you still only have reached your 2nd generation. Okay? But it continues to go on and on and on and on. Let me show you how to get unlimited infinity income. I'm going to use diamond, but it can happen at sapphire, ruby, emerald, or diamond. But let's just say that you now are a diamond. And I'm going to use a different leg here. As a diamond, let's say this person went sapphire, or this person here in your group is an emerald. And you kept building, and this person here is a ruby. And then this person's a sapphire. This person's a sapphire. This person here is a sapphire. And this person here is a sapphire. If you notice, you're only supposed to get paid 4 generations. Only 4 generations here. But what's the magic of dynamic compression? Watch this. Some of you are going to go to work now. An emerald gets paid how many generations? 3. So the emerald will get paid the first generation, second, third. So let's find out where the emerald's getting paid here. Let's put another sapphire in here. So emerald, first sapphire you find right here. So the emerald right here gets paid 2%. There's a ruby here. Emerald, this is sapphire above, so the emerald gets paid 3%. Over here, this sapphire is another one, so the emerald gets paid 4% here. Sorry I'm writing so small. They're going to put this in a PowerPoint. So you've reached 1, 2, 3 generations. Well, what about this sapphire here? Does the emerald get paid on this sapphire? This would be the 4th generation. Well, no, the emerald doesn't get paid in the normal comp plan. But because of dynamic compression, the emerald's going to get this commission as well. So the emerald will get the 4th generation. Now, what about this one? This will be 5th generation. You don't see 5 generations over there. I'm going to show you how the emerald gets paid on the 5th generation. I'm going to show you how the emerald even gets paid on the 6th generation. Watch this. Dynamic compression simply means that the company, on every single person that creates volume, is guaranteed to pay out every single bonus, regardless of which level they're on. When you don't have dynamic compression, it's called breakage, and you give the breakage is basically income back for the company. So they'll promote that they're willing to pay out this percentage. But if they don't have dynamic compression, those who don't qualify for the bonus, that money goes back to the company. So it's like, we'll pay 50%, and some only actually pay 30%, because there's 20% of breakage. In our uni level, there's no breakage. 100% of this money goes to the field. And it goes to the leaders who develop other leaders all the way down to infinity. We take the breakage and we say, we don't want it as a company. We want to give it to the leaders. So here's how that happens. Here's a diamond, here's an emerald. If the emerald, how does the emerald get paid on this one here? This is how. Sapphire gets paid level 1. So this sapphire gets paid 2% here. Watch this here. This is amazing. This sapphire gets paid 2% here. 2% right there. Does the sapphire get paid the 3% on the second generation? No. But because the emerald is qualified to get paid on the second generation, this second generation that's supposed to go to the sapphire, it passes the sapphire, comes back up to the emerald. So the emerald paid 2% here, but this is also levels 1, generations 1, 2, 3. So the emerald also gets paid 4% on the same sapphire because of dynamic compression. Okay? So watch this here. What about this one here? This sapphire is 4 generations from this one. 1, 2, 3. So does this sapphire get paid second generation bonus on this one? No, doesn't qualify. This sapphire only qualifies for 1 generation. Goes down here, looks at the ruby, that's 1 generation. But there's more that they could get paid on, but they don't qualify. So when it comes to this one, it gets paid. This one goes to the emerald. Over here would be 3rd generation. So the emerald gets paid over here, but the sapphire doesn't. That money goes back to the emerald as well. And the emerald's going to get paid on their normal 3rd generation from them as well. So now they've gotten paid 3 times. Okay? On the 4th generation, guess what happens? Check this out. Here's what's so cool. The emerald doesn't qualify for 4 generations. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, the emerald doesn't qualify for 4th generations. So this commission was a 3rd generation commission of dynamic compression. So here's what happens. 4th generation, who qualifies for 4 generations? Diamonds. So the diamond would get their 5% as normal, because that's the 4th generation. But what generation is this sapphire to this sapphire? 1, 2, 3, 4. So because this sapphire can't get the 4%, the 5%, this money goes again at 5% to the diamond up here. It's called dynamic compression. What about over here? This sapphire is actually 4 generations away from the ruby. So look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 generations would be 5%. Well, the ruby doesn't qualify for 4 generations. So who does? The diamond. And the more sapphires that get broken down here, the diamond gets all of them. The more third generations, the emerald gets all of the money. We just continue paying that money back to the emeralds, to the rubies, to the diamonds, all the way down through infinity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we want you building your structure solid and deep, and break sapphires. Do you notice one of our most expensive trophies? Have you picked up that sapphire trophy? That's not cheap. Ask Mark Kivkar. It's not cheap at all. We give the biggest recognition to sapphire, some of the most expensive recognition to sapphire. We do sapphire splash. Why? So that we can create this. What I'm saying is that some of you are looking at your checks and you're saying, I've already gotten paid on this person. How did I get paid a leadership bonus on this person 3 times? It's because of dynamic compression, and the money just keeps coming up. Can you imagine when in your organization 100,000 rides took place within a month? Do you know that's not a lot of rides? 100,000 rides take place within your group. We convert all of that to volume, and you're getting paid not only off of subscriptions. Got to remember, subscription is only $100. $100. That's it. $100. 75 CD. This is why your first 3 levels you get paid $7.50 because it's 10%, 10%, 10%. Can you imagine as a ride? That's $1.5 million of rideshare revenue that took place in your group. That's not a big group at all. Okay? And so what we're saying, guys, is just work the structure of the plan and let us feed the prib. Perpetual. That means that we're going to continue doing our part. Residual. That means it's you don't have to continue calling and reaching out to the customer. We're going to do residual over and over. Income. It's yours. Okay? Your builder will build it. Perpetual. Residual. Income. Builder. This also happens in the uni level as well. We make sure we pay out every single percentage point. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, that we believe we will have some of, I'll say it this way, we're going to have some of the most successful distributors and TSAs in the history of network marketing because of what we put together here. Okay? And so my goal was to show you how to unleash it, not to go take the training that Edwin and T. Gray did, understand the numbers. I just gave you the psychology of how to make the numbers work for you.